Hello guys, welcome to my channel. This video would be my first video uploaded to YouTube and the first to many videos in the future ranging from wide range of topics from astrology, obviously as you can guess, to geopolitics to national affairs and so on. Essentially, I will not limit it to astrology and will delve into different fields as the channel progresses. I hope I can bring some joy and entertain you through my efforts. Anyways, coming back to the topic, the battle of the Gurus, Venus and Jupiter. They are also known as Shukracharya and Brihaspati respectively in the Vedic astrology. First, we will talk about Venus or Shukracharya or the Asura Guru. He is the significator or the karaka of love, relationships, the dynamics of relationships, our approach to romance, all sensual and luxurious aspects that we enjoy and so on. Venus is also important for the charisma that we possess, and it also signifies beauty, art and fashion. Venus rules the sign of Taurus and Libra, where Moon gets exalted in Taurus and Saturn exalts in Libra. Now let's move on to Jupiter or the Brihaspati, or he is also known as Dev Guru and the preceptor of gods. Jupiter is associated with wisdom, growth, good luck and expansion. It signifies higher learning, philosophy, spirituality and religious beliefs. It also represents a pursuit of truth and moral values. Jupiter is also linked with prosperity, success and the overall well-being of an individual. Jupiter rules the sign of Pisces and Sagittarius. Now we will talk about some background between both the gurus. You might be actually surprised to know this, but yes, Venus and Jupiter are actually cousin brothers. Venus is the son of sage Bhrigu and Jupiter is the son of sage Angiras, and both sages are in turn our brothers and the sons of the creator of the universe, Lord Brahma. Sage Bhrigu sent Shukra to sage Angiras for education, so both Brihaspati and Shukra were students of sage Angiras. However, Brihaspati was seen to be favored more by sage Angiras, and this slighted Shukra, so he took Rishi Gautam as his next guru and left the ashram. Indra, the god of lightning and thunder, drawing parallels with the Norse god Thor and the Greek god Zeus, was the king of all devas. He and Brihaspati were very good friends. Brihaspati got the post of Dev Guru, which enraged Shukracharya as he thought he was the more accomplished of the two and accused Indra of favoritism, and in turn he decided to become the guru of the Asuras, the enemy of the Devas. Almost immediately afterwards, there was a war between Devas and the Asuras. The Asuras were decimated. Realizing that the Devas could not be defeated easily, Shukra decided to perform tapasya at the Mount Kailash and find a way to defeat the Devas. The tapasya ultimately resulted Lord Shiva in granting him the Mrit Sanjeevani Vidya. Indra did try to stop these events, and he used his most favored technique, that is, sending a beautiful woman to seduce his enemies of their tapasyas. This time he sent his daughter Jayanti to seduce Shukra. Jayanti was of course shocked and disgusted. However, she couldn't also go against the orders of her father, so she went to Kailash where Shukra was doing his tapasya. She, having not made up her mind yet, decided not to disturb him and instead served him as an attendant, collected flowers, cleaned the place, and essentially served Shukra for the remainder of the tapasya. Once Shukra's tapasya was successful, he obtained the Mrit Sanjeevani Vidya, and then he asked Jayanti what he could do to repay his debts. So Jayanti asked him to marry her, and Shukra and Jayanti married, and they later had a daughter named Devyani. In the subsequent wars, the Devas lost. Shukra was a master strategist, driven by righteous anger and vengeance, brought about by the acts of sage Angiras, Brihaspati, Indra and the Devas. He would simply revive the dead Asuras with his Mrit Sanjeevani Vidya, and soon the number of Devas dwindled, and the Asuras grew in numbers and power. Frustrated with the defeats, Guru Brihaspati sent his own son, Kacha, to Shukracharya to learn the Sanjeevani Vidya. Brihaspati knew that Shukra would never say no to Kacha and would take him as a student. The Asuras were rightly petrified by this, as they thought that this was a strategy of the Devas to learn the Mrit Sanjeevani Vidya and have the upper hand in battle once again. So they tried to kill Kacha numerous times, but Shukra, being affectionate of Kacha, saved him every single time using the Mrit Sanjeevani Vidya. His daughter Devyani also liked Kacha, so Shukra couldn't just bear him being dead. Finally, the Asuras decided to kill Kacha, made his body into a paste and mixed it with alcohol and served it to Shukra. So when the next time Shukra called for Kacha, he replied from within Shukra's body. Then Shukra realized what has happened. Reviving Kacha would mean he would tear through Shukra's body helpless. Shukra taught Kacha the Smrit Sanjeevani Vidya, immediately resulting in Shukra being dead. So, and then revived him to marry her. But Kacha said, now since I came from your father's stomach, I am now your brother and we cannot marry. And the Devtas couldn't use it to their benefit. This curse came into being. So, to restore balance between the two warring factions, Lord Vishnu, the preserver of all creations, arranged for the sea churning or the Samudra Manthan, whose final ratna was bringing of the Amrit by Dhanvantri, the god of Ayurveda. Then, once the Devas had the Amrit, they became immortal, and the balance of power was returned. Now let's talk about some philosophy. We all learned about the story of Shukra and Brihaspati and how important they are to the Asuras and Rakshasas respectively. But what about humans? Do we come under Rakshasas or the Devtas? The answer is we come under both. Now you may ask, how is that? This is best explained by the concept of yin and yang, that there is always some good in bad and bad in good, and both exist in harmony. Same applies for the Asuras and the Devtas, and in turn to humans. Both gurus bless in their own ways in our astrological charts, however, also causes harm. For instance, Jupiter guides you spiritually and morally, makes you an enlightening personality, but it may make you also too idealistic for worldly affairs and relationships, whereas Venus helps you in winning all the material aspects as well as relationships, but it may not help you so much in your spiritual endeavors. Venus's role has increased more in this Kali Yuga as world moves more towards materialism. Spirituality takes a back seat. Yet, to truly have a fulfilling life, you need the blessings of Jupiter as well as the practicality of Venus. If you like this video, do like, share and subscribe, and it motivates me to make further content. Goodbye and have a nice day.